Alright guys, welcome back to Metroid Zero Mission. Last time we met Metroid Zero Mission, I think we just got to Ridley's lair, actually. So yeah, now we're actually heading into defeat Ridley because, well, that's what we have to do before we can take down Mother Brain. So I think that, yeah, okay, we're right above Ridley's room, as you can tell by the mini-map up there. That we're we're close to getting into Ridley's lair, or at least getting to Ridley. And Ridley himself is not a hard boss battle. I wouldn't like, honestly, he's pathetic. Um, and I I don't know why, but like, Ridley boss fights aren't typically aren't the hardest of the series. They're also not the easiest. One thing to note is I'm not gonna get this item, but there is an item here that requires the speed booster, and it kind of is a little precise to use. Make sure you get that map room data if you're gonna go for it, because that will interrupt your speed booster. I am gonna try to go for it, but I give up after a while. Yeah, as you can see, I'm speeding up the footage here because I take forever to get this. Yeah, because you have to use the shine spark. Um, So what you have to do is you have to charge a shine spark and then do it onto that slope so that Samus will continue running instead of I don't know why I keep aiming the shine spark up instead of to the left. It's not like shine sparking to the left is hard in this game, and horizontal shine sparking is made easiest in, yeah, and I missed the slope there. Horizontal shine sparking is a lot easier in this game than in, I don't know what happened there actually, because I clearly hit the slope, but horizontal shine sparking was made a lot easier in Fusion and Zero Mission because there is a lot of fucking shine spark chains for items in. I just took too long. Because there's a lot of items that require shine spark chains in both of the Game Boy games. And in Dread, there is a lot in Dread, but in Dread, I feel like it's a lot easier. All right, so I got into the room. This is the room that I'm talking about. So you have to you have to start another shine spark here. I don't know why I think it's okay to bomb jump. I gotta say that was the farthest I bomb jumped on the first attempt. Yeah, there's me gathering that I have to shine spark, considering that it's an area of an uninterrupted straight line. And now the reason I gave up on this item is because of that right there. For some reason, I don't know what it was. Samus would just not grab the ledge, and I wasn't able to aim her gun to shoot the missile block, because yeah, that's a missile block, not just a regular power bomb block. So I just said screw this and gave up because I just did not feel like wasting any more time. Honestly, if I didn't waste as much time on this as I did, because I think this is probably like 10 minutes of me just running around doing this over and over again, I probably would have gotten a better time. I probably would have gotten a better ending image for the game. Yeah, so that's me giving up. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, because that's the other thing about Zero Missions is items is that some of them require a little more precision. Maybe not. I don't think that one did, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Now this footage is back to normal, but I'm not a huge fan of getting certain items in Zero Mission. Because again, I've probably only 100% of this game once, and I hated every second of it. And that's why I will say Fusion and Zero Mission will probably be my only two Metroid games that will not be 100% playthroughs on this channel, because I would just lose my shit. Fusion especially is the worst of it, mainly because the reward for 100%ing Fusion is like a shitload of power bombs. I like power bombs; they're cool and all, but it's like I think you get like 70 of the damn things in Fusion. Nope, unknown item block. Wait, when did I get the way? Oh, I got that last part. Yeah, so this is another one of those instances where the rooms are connected. So if I fall in this room, I'm going to fall into the bottom room. And that's actually one thing I kind of like about Zero Missions' map design, is that it does that a lot. I mean, that's what a lot of good Metroidvanias do. I think Hollow Knight does it a few times. Speaking of, I might do that Let's Play. I might retry that Let's Play sometime in the near future. I know that that one was kind of one that I also kind of stopped doing for varying reasons. The main one was because I straight up, it was, I don't know, it was right before I moved a couple years ago. And I got a new hard drive for my computer that I was using to store sessions of both my first arc of my Arkham City review and of the Hollow Knight sessions, because it was a really big, it was a nice it was a nice hard drive for it. But for some reason, it just, I guess maybe it just got corrupted and I can't use it or something like that, because when I tried to use it when I moved, it just straight up stopped working. So that was probably, it was like a 8 terabyte hard drive, external hard drive that just straight up stopped working, and I'm a little upset about that, in all honesty, because, you know, I paid probably like $200 for that, but I'm also like, it was probably because it was probably because I unplugged it and plugged it back in a lot, maybe. I don't know. But again, it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, shit happens. You know, I can't be too mad about it, but, I mean, I could be a little upset. I mean, it wasn't, I don't think I was finished with the, no, I was finished with the Hollow Knight Let's Play by the time, but that was only 5 hours, and and I love Hollow Knight, so I'm perfectly fine with replaying Hollow Knight from start to finish. You know, if it was a game I absolutely fucking hated, I probably would have lost my shit. Like, if it was Prime 2, I would have lost my shit. But, you know, it wasn't, which is good. I will accept that. Because the reason I canceled the Prime 2 Let's Play originally was because I honestly just don't remember Prime 2 as well as Prime 1 or even Prime 3. So when it came to the Let's Play, there were just a lot of moments where I looked like I was just meandering, not knowing what the hell I'm doing, which was kind of an accurate way to describe it, because I honestly didn't know what to do, you know, in terms of both progression and item placement. I didn't remember how to do certain puzzles. I didn't know when to go, when to backtrack to get certain items. I didn't know any of that. Because I will say this time and time again, Prime 2 is my least favorite of the Prime series. I would say trilogy, but that's not true anymore since there's Prime 4 coming out. You know, I know that Prime 2 is considered a lot of people's favorite Metroid game, just not for me. And that was why I canceled the Let's Play originally. Who is calling me in the right now? I like legit just turned my phone's ringer off, and then someone immediately calls me. Whatever. If it's important, they'll leave a voicemail. That's my rule now, because I don't answer phone calls that often unless it's someone from my contacts. Because I just, you know, most people who call nowadays are scammers. Just trying to... But, whatever. Well, apparently they did leave a voicemail, so I'll look at it later. I mean, I know that... But, like... And it's not like I'm saying Prime 2 is bad because of, like, oh, it's not... It's just, you know, not a... It's... You know, the backtracking and all that stuff. No, Metroid games having backtracking is nothing new. That is not what I'm complaining about. What I'm complaining about with Prime 2's backtracking is how unnecessary, how... What's the word? How... I'm trying to figure out the perfect way to phrase this. How often it happens. Yeah, because yes, you are constantly backtracking in Metroid games. But the thing is that 9 times out of 10 when you're backtracking in a Metroid game, you're only going back probably a few feet. You're probably only going back, what am I doing? Oh, I'm trying to get the item that's in here, but I don't know where it is. I think it's in one of the pipes. Like, I think you have to start from down here. Where am I going? I'm leaving the room. I might be missing something. I guess I gave up. I'll probably find it. I'll probably end up finding it later unintentionally, because I sometimes do that. Get closer. There you go. Yeah, you need. Yeah, that was a waste of goddamn time. Jump, you idiot! There you go. Alright, so we're actually finally about to fight Ridley, but you do have to get this hidden item. You do have to get this unknown item first. Because, I don't know, and then Ridley fights you, so I guess he really liked this item. And there's also an energy tank right behind it. So I guess a nice immediate reward for that, because since the unknown item isn't usable for another 20 minutes. Or, yeah, 40 minutes in this Let's Play, probably. I don't know. But you do have to leave, and then... yeah, I'm preparing. But let's see how fast I take down Ridley. As soon as I get out of the lava. It's like, once I get out of this lava, I'm going to kick your ass. That's it. Yeah, that's the Ridley boss fight, and that's Samus's nemesis. That's the dude that killed Samus's parents. Okay, admittedly, he does get better boss fights later in the series, like, you know, Prime 2, Prime 1, Samus Returns, Prime 3 twice. Other M, as much as I hate Other M, I actually do think its Ridley boss fight's pretty cool. Technically, there's 2 boss fights with Ridley, because of the Ridley evolution process. I think we fight him in Super Metroid. I know that, and he's not in Dread, which surprises me. Well, not really. He's in Fusion. I remember that. There it is. Found it, and it's another energy tank. I do also want to mention that Zero Mission, when you beat it, I believe, does have a hard mode, where everything, all of your ammo and energy tanks are cut in half, meaning that when you find an energy tank on the map, it's like an energy tank half, which is stupid, but yeah, that makes the game harder. And enemies also dish out more damage, and I believe you do less damage to enemies, but don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. You have to get closer. Get closer. Take a step closer. Stop jumping. I know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bait him. All that for a missile tank. Though I could have just waited till I got... You could technically just wait until you get the space jump, because that was what we just got with... that was one of the hidden items that we got with Ridley. Or not with Ridley, but earlier. I think we got the space jump when we... before we fought Kraid. I think. I know we got one of the hidden items before we fought Kraid. Because I know the first one that we got was the Plasma Beam, which was the one we got before we got the Power Grip. Alright. Yeah, but by the way, we're heading back to... so now we're just kind of making a beeline straight to Torian. This opens up... no oh, destroy Chozo statue. I got intimidated. There was like one instance I'm trying to remember correctly where I thought a Chozo statue was going to come to life and fight me like a chorizo did back in Super Metroid. But that didn't happen. That doesn't happen in this game, thank Christ. But when I first played it, I thought it would. Speed booster. Yep. Yeah, but we're now back in Brinstar. Because that shortcut takes us. That was a shortcut to Brinstar. This is basically the game's way of sort of guiding you into getting any and all remaining items in the main campaign in the original Metroid 1 before you start heading back. Before you start heading back to Torian, and also it also is taking you to the Screw Attack, which is the final upgrade that was in the base game. Because usually I believe you usually get the Screw Attack before you fought Ridley in the original game, but now you're getting it after. I mean, technically you could probably get it early if you wanted to with the right Shine Spark combos and all that kind of shit. But the Screw Attack, you know, it damages enemies while somersaulting. I was actually using that earlier with... I was sort of using like a pseudo Screw Attack, I guess you could call it, where if you were holding a charge beam and somersault jumped into an enemy, it did damage to them. Now you don't have to hold a charge beam anymore. You just do it now. But the Screw Attack is really nice if you just don't feel like shooting anything. You know. I don't know why I backed up. It's not like the bombs damage you. In fact, they encourage that you... Yeah, you need the Shine Spark. You need to Shine Spark that. Which is precisely why they gave you this room here. Though I probably should have let go of the charge a while ago. I'm not very smart. Well, I think the only way you can... I think you have... If you want to get out of your Shine Spark, you have to press down on the D-pad? I can't remember. Or something has to hit you. Or no, because you're doing... Yeah. Or honestly, you could probably just jump. I think I get lost a little bit here. Oh yeah, this item. I remember this. I struggled with this for a second. Mainly, I gave up because what sucks is that, you know, if you hold any... If Samus has any forward momentum when she's jumping, she automatically does a somersault jump. And with the Screw Attack, well, now you're going to be unintentionally killing an enemy that you're just trying to jump on, like that. This is another one of those items where I probably should have gotten this before I got the Screw Attack. Or, wait, I don't remember. Can you turn off... I don't know if you could turn off items in this game, like in Super Metroid. Okay, I just straight up just did not jump there. Oh, I just killed him. I could also just bomb jump my way over there if I wanted to, but that probably takes... Because you can actually bomb jump diagonally. It's hard to do, but you can... No, not hard, but you can do it. Yeah, there's me like, yeah, I'm going to Screw Attack into it and kill it by accident. Okay, you're killing yourself here. And there's also that tunnel over there. Yeah, this is another instance where where I would wait until I have the space jump to go and get this. If you're 100%ing this game and not giving a fuck about time. Because yes, again, as I mentioned before, I think I mentioned back in a couple parts ago, there are ending images based on how much time you took. Yeah, this is where I got lost. And I'm like legitimately confused. I'm like, what? Where am I? Yeah, I think that's generally how you could tell I'm lost in a Metroidvania, especially is I just like stop whatever I'm doing and just kind of stare off into space, like, what am I doing? Because that's usually just me trying to reevaluate where I'm going and trying to understand like where the fuck am I? Oh, and that's an instance where you have to wait. Yeah, because yeah, I forgot. There are also instances where you do where the game kind of does require that you wait until you get the fully upgraded suit, because that's acid, and the various suit doesn't help against acid. Or I think it's just a even hotter type of lava. I don't know, but without the gravity suit, you can't get through that. You won't get out of that alive. Yep. Oh, hey, I pulled off 2 wall jumps. And now I can't do it again. Yeah. Just recharging my health one last time. Yeah, I think that the rest of this part's just me dedicated to getting back to Bryn Star, so um, I'm getting back to I want to say Criteria, but it's technically not Criteria. I'm getting back to Bryn Star so we can get to Torian, because the next part is going to start in Torian, or right outside Torian. Oh no, this is Bryn Star. I mean, Kraid's Lair, I guess, or Norfair. This is Norfair. Again, I'm so used to what the area that we're going back to. This is because before, because in the original Metroid, yeah, because in the original Metroid, it's we are this all of Bryn Star was where we're going. Like this was Bryn Star back in the original Metroid, but in Super Metroid they changed it to where this area is considered Criteria instead, and that honestly just throws me off. Because in Super Metroid, this was considered Criteria, but now it's back to Bryn Star for Zero Mission. So which is it, Nintendo? And if you're wondering if you've been wondering what those little flames are, that's the game's way of telling you you defeated one of the 2 bosses for the requirement to get to Torian. Because all you have to do to get to Torian, and this applies to both this game and the original, is kill Kraid and Ridley. That was all you had to do. Because, it was just a matter of getting to, like, the real challenge was coming from getting to Kraid and Ridley. Dude, it would just be faster to just go through that door down there. Because you're going to end up killing those turtle things. I forgot what they're called. Because I am stupid enough and I would do that. Yeah, I saved 2 seconds. Technically, I didn't save any seconds because I just wasted it going back and out of the Morph Ball tunnel. I mean, then again, Metroid speedrunning, speedrunning in general, every second counts. Hell, in Super Metroid, every frame counts. You know, if you ever, like, I'm not a huge fan of speedrunning Metroid games. I don't do it that often. But if you ever get the time, watch some, like, speedruns of Metroid games, especially, like, Super Metroid. Like, speedrun races are really fun to watch because they could be, like, a few frames apart from each other, and it's really cool to see. Oh, that's the other part. Yes, as I said, I mean, this part ends with me going to Torian, or going to the door right outside Torian. Usually, yeah, because that was the thing, is I tried to end the parts at save rooms, but I didn't want to, but for this instance, I didn't want to end the part with the cut with entering Torian and then immediately ending the part. I wanted to make sure Torian was all one part, because that just kind of made more sense to me, but that's just how I am with this kind of thing. But the next time we meet in Metroid Zero Mission, we will actually be going to Torian, excuse me, and fighting Mother Brain. So see you guys next time, and take care.